A true pioneer, Al Davis is one of the most important figures in the modern era of pro football. As head coach of the Oakland Raiders in 1963, Davis brought a new identity to the struggling franchise. After a brief stint as AFL commissioner, Davis assumed ownership of the Raiders, and his commitment to excellence helped propel Oakland to prominence.
This was our finest hour. This was the finest hour in the history of the Oakland Raiders.
Just win, baby.
Jim Otto joined the Raiders organization at its inception, and for 15 years, the offense went through his hands. Starting 210 consecutive games at center, Otto used Raider grit to lead countless runners into the open field. A silver and black fixture, Otto was the first Raider inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Critics said he was too small, too slow, and not strong enough to play in the NFL. But when Fred Biletnikoff caught 7 passes for 118 yards in his first NFL start, the critics were nowhere to be found. Deceptive speed and some of the best hands in football helped this underdog succeed in a big man's game. Super Bowl 11 was number 25's shining moment when he earned Super Bowl MVP honors. Fred Biletnikoff's 589 receptions and 76 touchdowns are not just great stats. They are a testament to a man who refused to be denied.
I only had 3 rules: be on time, pay attention, play like hell when I tell you to.
In 1969, 32-year-old John Madden became the youngest head coach in the NFL. In 10 years with the Raiders, he tallied 112 total wins and led them to their first Super Bowl victory in 1977. Madden has since become a broadcasting icon and one of the most recognizable figures in the NFL, and his legacy continues to grow.
When choosing a team made up of the game's all-time greats, it might make sense to start with the player who has the most experience.
Well, I guess it'd be George Blanda. George Blanda could quarterback my team and kick my field goals and extra points. So I got beat by him so many times in my career doing both that I think I'd like to join him at one point in time.
LaMonica will spot it. It's snapped. It's spotted. It's kicked. It is. Good. George Blanda has kicked the Oakland Raiders into a 3-point lead. And this man may tie the San Francisco Bay Area up into a knot from which it may never extricate itself again.
Cornerback Willie Brown started his storied career with the New England Patriots. He intercepted an NFL record 4 passes in a single game during his second season. But none were more historic than the one he picked off in Super Bowl 11.
And he looks and throws. Intercepted by the Oakland Raiders. Willie Brown at the 30, 40, 50. He's going all the way. Old man Willie. Touchdown Raiders.
An intense and intelligent player, Gene Upshaw used his size and speed to his advantage. He was an explosive run blocker and a huge part of the Raiders' offensive line, which helped open holes for the Raiders' running attack. A 2-time Super Bowl champion, Upshaw captained the Raiders' offensive unit for 8 years. Throughout his career, Art Shell was widely recognized as one of the best offensive tackles in the NFL. Art was an integral part of the Raiders' running game of the 1970s. Shell was a strong, tough-minded competitor who never backed down from an opponent. Shell's blocking helped lead the Raiders to victories in Super Bowl 11 and 15.
Started calling me Snake, and it has stuck, to say the least.
Come on, Snaker!
The nickname stuck for the four-time Pro Bowler, Ken Stabler. The quarterback led the Oakland Raiders to the franchise's first Lombardi Trophy in Super Bowl XI.
If you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best. And we wanted to win it the way that we should win it, is to go out and beat the best teams.
A brilliant work of art by the master of his position. Yasha Heifetz never played a violin with more dexterity than Kenny Stabler is playing the Minnesota Viking defense.
A world-class sprinter while at Colorado, receiver Cliff Branch's exceptional speed proved a pivotal part of the Raiders' vertical passing game of the 1970s and 80s. The league leader in receiving yards and touchdown catches in 1974, Branch was voted to 4 Pro Bowls and named All-Pro 3 times during his 14-year career.
Deep on the ground. He's got it!
Branch was at his best when his team needed him the most. A 3-time Super Bowl champion, number 21 retired, holding playoff records for receptions and receiving yards.
It is caught by Branch. Touchdown Raiders!
A quarterback for the Raiders in the 1960s, Tom Flores' career came full circle when in 1979 he became the team's head coach. The successor to John Madden, Flores guided the Raiders to 2 Super Bowl victories, becoming the first ever minority head coach to hoist the Lombardi Trophy.
We were the best team. We deserved to be world champions.
In 1989, he joined the Seattle Seahawks, becoming the first minority president and general manager in NFL history. Coaching both the Seahawks and Raiders during his 12-year career, Flores totaled 97 wins, and his .727 postseason winning percentage is second to only Vince Lombardi. It has been said that a defense's best friend is a great punter.
Kick is away. There's a high, twisting, hang-time spiral.
With booming kicks, 5-second hang times, and pinpoint accuracy, there may have been no better friend to the defense than Ray Guy. In 1973, Guy became the first and only punter ever drafted in the first round. A 7-time Pro Bowl punter, only 3 of his 1,049 punts were blocked, including a streak that stretched from 1979 until he retired in 1986.
In 1974, the Oakland Raiders drafted a tight end from Notre Dame who helped define that position for a decade. Dave Casper was once a defensive lineman in college, but in Oakland, he developed into one of the league's best pass catchers. He was nicknamed the Ghost, but he never disappeared come crunch time. And it was his late game heroics that made him a Hall of Famer. His favorite hobby was collecting masks, but there was no disguising the fact that Ted Hendricks was one of the most disruptive defenders in history. At 6'7", the Mad Stork was almost impossible to match up with.
I've got a long range, so that helps me in tackling people that I normally wouldn't be able to reach if I was, just an average physical player.
An intense competitor, Howie Long stalked NFL quarterbacks and running backs for 13 years. The 1986 NFL Defensive Lineman of the Year and member of the Raiders Super Bowl 18 champions, Long was one of the toughest players in the NFL. His speed helped him accumulate 84 career sacks.
If I were to put on a resume what my strengths were, that would, I think, being a complete player, taking pride in playing the power sweep as much as I did rushing the quarterback on third down.
Running back Marcus Allen was one of the best short yardage and goal line rushers in the history of the NFL. He was also one of the most prolific pass-catching running backs the league had ever seen. In a distinguished career for the Raiders and the Chiefs, Allen won a lot of prestigious awards. Rookie of the Year honors in 1983, Super Bowl MVP in 1984, NFL MVP in 1985. When he retired after the 1997 season, he held the NFL record with 145 career touchdowns. Defensive back Mike Haynes played the game of football with unmeasurable quickness and precision. Opponents stood almost no chance against Haynes' suffocating one-on-one coverage. Mike Haynes didn't play the game with a lot of swagger. He just let his ability speak for itself.
In 17 seasons, Tim Brown's 100 touchdown catches, 9 Pro Bowl berths, and 9 straight 1,000-yard seasons earned him a reputation of reliability.
Brown to the 40 of the Chiefs. Brown to the 30. Tim Brown. Incredible.
Brown was the 3rd player to reach 1,000 career catches.
1,000 career catches for the amazing Tim Brown.
I ain't choose football. Football chose me.
Selected 4th overall out of Michigan by the Raiders in 1998, Charles Woodson's impact was immediate. The NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, Woodson earned the first of 9 Pro Bowls that season, setting the stage for a remarkable 18-year career.
Back to pass, throws, ball intercepted by Woodson.
Playing for both the Raiders and Packers, Woodson intercepted 65 passes, the 5th most in NFL history at the time of his retirement. The 2009 NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Woodson became the first player in NFL history to record 50 interceptions and 20 sacks, and his 13 defensive touchdowns have him tied for the NFL record.